Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. We've got news, so let's get straight into it. The very first thing I want to show you guys is an extremely cool Spinosaurus Aegypticus bust by Aaron Johannon. Now I apologize to him if I did pronounce his name incorrectly, but he is currently working on a Spinosaurus bust that he has intentions of turning into a kit to sell, and I personally think that it looks unbelievably beautiful. The scale work, not to mention just the general skull shape and sculpt of the entire head, looks beautiful. And one thing that is really cool that I've never actually seen as far as a kit goes on a previous kit, especially when it comes to a Spinosaurus, is that it can open and close its mouth, as you can see from these images. So that's honestly something brand new I've never seen as far as a model kit goes, and I think is really cool. This Spinosaurus bust is beautifully sculpted and detailed, and it is actually part of an upcoming full-bodied version of the Spinosaurus, which you can see in this image here. It's obviously still in progress, still being sculpted and all that, but it does also look really quite beautiful, and I think not only the bust but the full-bodied version are both fantastic. If you are interested in potentially purchasing one of these, I don't believe there is a price or anything set for it quite yet, as he's still currently in the process, as I said, of sculpting it and preparing it. But if you are interested, I will include a link in the description to Aaron's Facebook page where you can contact him to get information about purchasing it or pre-ordering it for when it is in fact ready to sell. From the Beasts of the Mesozoic line, we have new images of the finished painted up prototype of the Avaceratops, and this is without question my favorite as far as the paint applications go. This thing is just breathtakingly beautiful. The colors they've chosen are so nicely done and really complement each other. So many beautiful different variations of green along with that maroon red. Everything just looks so beautifully done together, along with actually that kind of yellowish coloration on the snout also looks really cool. And not to mention those horns. Look how beautifully painted those horns are. When you look at it next to the Papostegosaurus and the Carnotaurus, you can see that it's actually pretty small, which is what you would expect with an Avaceratops, but that also helps to let you know that this will be probably a cheaper ceratopsian as far as these Beasts of the Mesozoic figures go, since it's a pretty small figure. It is fantastic. The sculpt, the paint, everything looks beautiful, and this is one that I definitely want to get a hold of when the Kickstarter goes up in September. We also have something else that is extremely cool that I think a lot of you would be probably very interested in, and that is the fact that Edel Collectibles is creating a Spinosaurus. So we will have a very articulated Spinosaurus figure to go along with all the really beautiful Jurassic Park styled T-Rex figures and Velociraptors and all that. You'll have a Spinosaurus. You can see from this image, you've got an actual image of the prototype as it's being created, and it looks incredible already. And I honestly cannot wait until this actually gets painted up and we see the finished prototype, because it really is breathtaking and may actually turn into the favorite as far as most people go when it comes to the Edel collectible figures, because I think right now it seems as though the favorite is their movie version T-Rex, but this Spinosaurus might actually outdo it, because I know the Spinosaurus does have legions of fans, and you can tell that it is obviously inspired by Jurassic Park, and that is also very cool. When it comes to having an articulated Jurassic Park style Spinosaurus, that's pretty much the stuff that dreams are made of. We also have images of a brand new kit from Candid Sculpts, and this time it is an Albertosaurus, and it looks really beautiful. I think the sculpt and detail on this one is definitely really well done. In fact, I am quite in love with the head sculpt in general, but overall I think everything on this looks really nice, along with actually the paint job that he had done on it looks really beautiful as well, really natural looking. But regardless, it is a beautiful looking Albertasaurus and an unbelievable new addition to the Candid Sculpts family. So if you are interested in picking this up, again, I don't quite know what the prices are yet, as I don't believe he's actually figured it out, but when he does, I'm sure he'll announce that on his Facebook page. So I will link you guys in the description to the Candid Sculpts Facebook page, where you can go on there and either inquire about pricing and purchasing one of these, or just in general, you can just like the Facebook page and wait it out until you find out more information as he does in fact release it. Even though it's not a dinosaur, As far as Rebor goes, they just released a few images of their upcoming gorilla, which I guess you could in turn take as King Kong. When it comes to their V-Rex figures, you could complete that diorama really, but it looks fantastic. As far as the sculpt and detail goes, this may be one of the best Rebor figures I've seen. Look at the way the hair is sculpted. It looks so realistic and so beautifully done, not to mention just how fierce the face and head sculpt looks. This is a beautiful rendition of a gorilla or King Kong, if that's the way you choose to describe it, because that honestly could quite easily be what you would be purchasing this to be, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of the reason that Rebor is making it, to release a Kong to go, like I said, with their V-Rex figures. But as far as a Kong figure or a gorilla figure goes, this is just gorgeous, and another figure that I will definitely be picking up and really am quite excited about. And speaking of Kong, the 9 Modelism Kong is officially finished as far as the prototype goes, and you can see from these images that it really looks beautiful. He has finalized everything, I do believe, as far as the sculpt, the paint, and everything that will be included, and some of these images are really quite awesome actually that he has taken. You can see so many different poses that you could put this Kong in. I especially love this one of Kong tossing Godzilla. It looks really awesome. But you can see just how many different variations of poses that you can put this Kong in, and how many very cool dioramas you can make having an articulated Kong like this. The figure itself is just breathtakingly beautiful, but the posability just takes it to another level of awesomeness in my opinion. And you can see here that there will actually be 2 different versions. The first version has 2 different heads that you can interchange, along with 2 pairs of hands, and then there will be another exclusive version that has 3 heads and 3 pairs of hands, along with the tree that you actually saw Kong trying to shove down the mouth of Godzilla. So that is amazing to have these different variations of heads and hands and everything that you can put on there for even more posability and more possibility when it comes to dioramas. So I will link you guys in the description to where you can contact 9 Modelism about purchasing this Kong figure. I don't believe it is actually up for sale quite yet, but it will definitely be very soon. As you can see, the prototype is now officially finalized, so I'm sure it's only a matter of time before a sale link goes up. We also got some brand new images as far as Prime 1 Studios goes of their Velociraptor, the 1/6 scale Jurassic Park statue, and as you can see, this is obviously Jurassic Park, not World, as I did state just a second ago. This is the original Velociraptors from the original film. I believe they actually have 2 different versions of these, but I'm not quite sure on that. I can't say that for sure, but I thought I had seen another version of this somewhere. But this one here specifically does look really quite nice, and the actual paint job on this I think matches quite well to the animatronics that they had used in the original film. The sculpt and everything really also looks quite good, not to mention the eye is really spot on pretty much to what you did see on the Jurassic Park Velociraptor, which is something that more often than not, when it comes to statues and stuff, a lot of companies don't seem to get things like that correct when it comes to the eye coloration or the detail of the eye. A lot of the time they just don't look quite right, but when it comes to this Velociraptor, I think they really did a beautiful job. The only thing that I can say that I think might be a little off is if you look here at this image of the toe claws, it kind of gives them like a brownish coloration, but I do believe that in the film they were black. I could be wrong, but I think if I recall correctly, in the scene when the Velociraptors are in the kitchen and it taps its claw on the floor, the claws were black, but it does still look really cool on this statue, and I think the pose is very nice as well, giving it kind of the appearance of it just being out in the wilderness of the island while it was currently still alive before the T-Rex had its way with the Velociraptors at the end of the film. But it really is a beautiful statue, and Prime 1 continues to impress. We also have 2 images here showing the current status of the Memory Museum statues. As you know, I had previously looked at their white rhinoceros, but here in these images you can see that they are, of course, releasing their hippopotamus along with their human, I think it's a Neanderthal figure, and the Smilodon, which is actually the next one I believe due to be released. And of course you have two different versions like you did with the rhinoceros, so you can see both versions here in two different images all together, and they really look beautiful. The white rhinoceros was a fantastic statue, and I'm really quite looking forward to taking a look at all of these with you guys here on the channel. But as you can see, as of right now, the prototypes and everything are all finished. However, they just need to get these through the factory and released, but they all look absolutely beautiful. Then, as far as Mattel goes, we do have some information on the Brachiosaurus. According to Collect Jurassic, they have stated that Brachiosaurus is slated for an in-store release in October, and the approximate floor set date is October 6th. So hopefully that will actually be the date that this Brachiosaurus does start to hit stores here in the United States. That's not a guarantee, as a lot of the stores around me are extremely lazy when it comes to actually getting things out by the date they're supposed to, and I normally have to wait another week or two before they actually get up off their butts and stock their shelves. But hypothetically, it should be in stores and on the sale floor by October 6th. So that is really awesome news. If you actually do go to your store and they don't have it out around October 6th, you can request that they look in the back if maybe you check BrickSeek and it does state that they are in stock. Some employees will actually be kind enough to go back there and get one for you. But regardless, as of right now, it appears as though the Brachiosaurus will be coming to Target on October 6th. And the final thing that I have is the official images from Mattel of the upcoming Amber Collection Velociraptor. And it is really nice to see these extremely clear up-close images of the Raptor and see just how beautiful the paint scheme and sculpt looks. It was a little tough to tell just how nice it was from those further away images or just images taken from random people at SDCC or wherever else we had seen them. But these very high quality up close images look really nice and definitely have me extremely excited about this Velociraptor figure when it does eventually release. I am a little torn, I think, on the legs because the legs just look a little weird to me. I think they could have probably done a little bit of a better job on the legs, but it's not the end of the world. But the further down the legs we get to those feet, they become a little bit worse, I think, honestly, because the feet look kind of big like most of the Mattel Velociraptors always have larger feet. But if this is including a stand, I don't think that there was really a need for the larger feet because we could have made the feet proportionate to the rest of the body and the stand would hold the Velociraptor up regardless. However, as far as the sculpt goes, I think it really is a beautiful representation of the Jurassic Park Velociraptor, and it's very cool to see even the articulation in the sickle claw. However, if you look right here, you can take note of the fact that the dew claw is unpainted, which does not surprise me at all. But regardless, this is still a really beautiful looking Velociraptor, and I will be psyched when this officially releases. So that's all I have for right now, guys. When more news comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way, but until then, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified of future videos, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.